So, in no surprise to us, MiLaysia Fulwiley has entered the transfer portal. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you're notified of our next video. And guess what? Kate and Clark's crossovers every Monday and Thursday, and we'll cover the WNBA draft on Monday. It's 6 to 7 on Mondays, 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays, Eastern time, except for major holidays, and we have guest podcasters and talk about Kate and Clark and all sorts of good stuff. So, Rob, this does not surprise me at all. In fact, I would tell you that if she didn't enter the transfer portal, MiLaysia Fulwiley, we're talking about, I would have been shocked because
Yeah,
it just wasn't the right fit. And it was obvious it wasn't the right fit. And it was obvious she was getting screwed over playing time, but also that she's, has more turnovers than Dawn Staley wants for a team that she's trying to mold into a championship.
yeah, that's right, Mark. The fact that as soon as Lawson from Florida State came in, I go, oh, she's gone.
I thought she was gone since the beginning of the year. Her mother said her daughter's happy. She's not going to enter the transfer portal. I said, that's bullshit. I don't believe her. I don't believe the mother when she said that. Or at the time, she said, well, we're just not going to say that we are, but we're going to see how the year plays out. And it was the exact same year as the year before, but her numbers even went down, Rob. It's almost like she regressed. And so that's no surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why Dawn Staley. I mean, some people were complaining, "Oh, you should be playing her more." But I'm watching the game. I'm going, I can see why, as a coach, you would take her out. Like you said, turnovers, and some of the things that she does. Like as a coach, you tell somebody to do something and they don't do it. Like she's kind of stubborn. Even Dawn had an interview with her, and she says, "Well, she's like me. She's a Taurus. I mean, she's stubborn and she won't listen." So they kind of laughed. But I mean, yeah, she would be telling her stuff, and then she wouldn't do it, or she wouldn't perform the way she did, the way she should. So I can see why maybe she didn't get as much playing time as she didn't.
The interesting thing to me is Dawn Staley didn't play as conservative as a guard in her type of play than she wants her guards to play. So that's my impression. Anyways, here's her stats. You can see that her minutes are almost identical. She went up like half a minute. And her points are identical. Her rebounds were down slightly. Her assists are down slightly. Her steals are down slightly. Her blocks are up a little bit. Her turnovers are up. Her shooting percentage went down, and her three-point shooting went way down. So she actually regressed. And I think that's frustration and also not getting regular playing time from a guard who needs it. And
well, I mean, by regular playing time, and she's got on the South Carolina's team, the minutes are not like they're kind of she plays like 9 players, so it's really hard for a coach to like regulate all the time for the players. So she left her in there. I remember see some games. She left her in there once she came in when she was playing well, But then there were some games where she wasn't playing well. And she goes, "Okay, you're back on the bench," and there's other players. That's how it was rotating for the whole South Carolina team, and that was a good thing. That's why I liked them to win the thing because of the bench. But then it was a bad thing because they had no really pure like 2 or 3 scorers that could really score for them. That's what hurt them in the finals.
well, Rob, they had trouble scoring in several of their games in the NCAA tournament. In the Elite Eight and the round of 16, they only won by 4 points, but they were losing those games at times. And MiLaysia Fulwiley won one game for them against Maryland. She was 9 for 17 for 23 points for them. And then the next game, because she starts out a little cold, she was 2 for 6 with 4 turnovers and no assists. She didn't get back in the game. And they struggled again that game to score, and she still didn't put her in. She only had 11 minutes. But she only averaged 16.8 minutes, Rob, in the NCAA tournament. 16.8 minutes. I wouldn't stay for a team for that. And she shot over 50% from the field for the tournament, 25 for 49. Her three-point shooting was not good. It was 278. She averaged 10 points, and she did have only 10 assists and 11 turnovers. So it was more like the Juju Watson's assist to turnover ratio.
Yeah, well, I think her being a hometown girl and maybe that was a little more pressure on her too. So it's a good thing for her to get away. I mean, a lot of players like that. Some want to stay from hometown. Some want to just get away from home, and this will be a good thing for her. She'll go to a team where it's not. I don't think will be like South Carolina where they'll have played the rotation will probably be at the most 7 or 8 players, 7 players probably on the team that she goes to.
Well, I agree with our friend Act Nation, who says that UConn, especially South Carolina, are guard graveyards. They don't develop guards. Of the 22 guards in the last 20 years that made like All-Star and All-Pro, one is from South Carolina, Alicia Gray, and none, as of this moment, because Diana Taurasi is retired, none came from UConn. Now that will change next year, obviously, with Paige, but that's only one. And considering how much talent comes out of those two schools, Rob, there's something to that theory. And especially if you're a creative guard and more of a dynamic guard, you shouldn't be going to UConn or South Carolina because we saw Gino took some of that out of Paige.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of turned into to agree with that and to agree with that now. It's just like, especially like I said, with UConn and with the recruits, but there are some recruits that are guards coming into those schools, and it's also in the South Carolina. So what I mean, it's just, yeah, it's right. I mean, it's hard. It's right now. I think with everything, the WNBA, the NBA, the college is really, really focusing in on guard play. The guard play is really taking over the get the ball inside and pound it in, and even with the tall teams, like you saw Florida, they had some big guys in there, but they got the rebounds off. They scored mostly off the missed 3-pointers, and they get the rebound and score.
Right. Caitlin Clark gone to South Carolina would have been a disaster. She wouldn't turn into the player that she turned into.
No, I don't think so.
And same thing at UConn. Notre Dame, fine. 6 of those 22 guards I was talking about, 6 of them from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So no problem. Those 2 coaches that they've had over the last 20 years, no problem. They develop guards. So Rob got convinced. I agreed with Act Nation as soon as I saw the theory and I looked up, the players and stuff like that, and I could see that his theory was correct. They do develop players. They're all post players. They're all guard forwards and centers from UConn and South Carolina. So in recent years, anyways,
right.
last 20 years. So we'll see what happens, but I have no idea where she's going, and I don't think anybody else does either. But I would love her to go ahead. You want to say something, Rob?
I think she's going. If I were her, I'd go into SEC to play South Carolina twice. Just yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
As a competitor, I'd be like, oh yeah, so you didn't give me any playing time. You wouldn't let me do my thing. I want to go to teams. We'll see. And you know what? It'll be okay because I think it'll be fun. I'd love to play against my old team. If I was in high school or college, I'd like to play against my.
I would choose more
team.
of what was right for me though, instead of just playing against South Carolina. I think TCU with Olivia Miles is a good matchup because Olivia Miles is a point guard, and I would say that Fulwiley's better as a shooting guard, but she's both. I think she could get better as a passer and a point guard with some more freedom, where she doesn't feel restricted all the time. It's a learning process, and she didn't get enough minutes and enough freedom to learn the process. I think it really dented her development as a guard for someone like that, and I think she's got 2 years to make up for it now.
I think she'll stay close to home because she's still a Southern girl, and her mom's still. I mean, I don't think she'll travel that far. As far as I don't see her going like the Big East or even the Big Ten. I don't see her going there, but I think she wants to stay in the SEC because of the competition. But I think she's still a home girl, and she'll want to stay around the South in that division.
We'll see. She could go to Notre Dame and go play with Hannah Hidalgo. They could both be 1.5s in terms of their positions. They're both shooting guards and point guards. Both, I think, they both have parts of each of their games.
I think something's going on with that coach, so I wouldn't go there. I think there's something
Rob,
going on there.
People are saying that about every UCLA's lost a bunch of people, USC's lost a bunch of people, Notre Dame's lost a bunch of people. I think there's just so many players in the portal that you really can't draw too much of a conclusion right now, Rob. It's like a third of the women are gone.
Yeah, well, the ones that are gone are maybe they're bench players. What they scored 1 or 2 points a game. But I mean, if you're losing Miles, who was definitely would have helped Notre Dame, there's something going on. And then they lost another player that was fairly good. There's something going on.
I'm not drawing any conclusion until I see how these particular universities do in the future. Like, everybody's leaving. They're going to suck next year. Well, let's see how they are for the next couple of years before I draw that conclusion, Rob.
It is amazing though, Mark.
So many people are leaving.
I know it is. That's amazing. I'm like, where are these players going? It's like Why don't you just finish up your education there? You got 2 years left. You got 1 year left. Where are you going? That's gonna. What is the
I,
reason, and where are you going?
I'm wondering how much of this is bargaining power for NIL deals, and how much of it is it they all think they're going to be stars in the WNBA, and they want an opportunity to be stars in college, and they want to like run the whole show so they could show their talents and then get drafted higher in the WNBA. I don't
Well,
know what's going these through people's minds, but that's a lot, Rob. It
well,
seems like almost a third of them now.
they got that reality check mark. Like I keep on saying, you're a superstar. You're in high school and everything, but when you go to college, you got the same other people coming in, and they're just as good as you. So you're like, oh wow, you're not going to get that playing time or be the star of the team like you were in high school.
And if she likes to play up pace, Rob, what about Oklahoma? Delia Chavez just went. That's why she went there.
Hmm.
She could play with her. That'd be a nice backcourt. I think, she needs some freedom, and I think she needs more playing time. And I think she's talented enough to make in the WNBA, which I think she will.
Yeah, she
She
will.
just has to, you just have to rein her in a little bit. That's all. They reined
That's
Caitlin Clark. You can rein her in. She is a talent, but I understand she has too many turnovers compared to her assists and all that kind of stuff. But I think with the right system, her 3-point shooting will go up, and I think that'll happen. It's tough playing limited minutes when you're used to taking over the whole game all the time. So we'll see what happens, Rob. Let us know what you think down below. Hit that notification bell when you do, and share it with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make Rob happy. Hit that notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. And Caitlin Clark's crossover is Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30, respectively, Eastern Time, except for major holidays. It's like a sports reporters type forum, guest podcasters, and we talk about Caitlin Clark and all sorts of good stuff. And this Monday, we're going to talk about the WNBA draft, and we're actually going to go live for the WNBA draft. At least I will. Rob's working. All right. So if you want, you can donate to the channel with super chats and super thanks, and a link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
peace out.